Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I would like to thank the Democratic women, Rocket City Democrats, and the Executive Committee for sponsoring this event, and all of those individuals that had something to do with the development of this event and the sponsors for this event. And one thing I would like to say before I begin my remarks is that I'm proud to be a Democrat, and there are two pieces of legislation that we should be proud of that recently passed, and that's the Ledbetter bill and also the stimulus package. So I want you to give yourselves a round of applause for your efforts on the ground. Again, my name is Anthony Daniels from Union Springs, Alabama. I grew up in Union Springs, Alabama. I've been in Union Springs, Alabama since I was 2 months old. I went to high school, middle school, and elementary school, and I went to middle school in Haines City, Florida, and returned back to Union Springs, Alabama as a 9th grader. I left and went to Haines City, Florida because my grandmother passed of colon cancer when I was in 5th grade. And I was forced to live with my parents for 3 years. But from 5th grade to 12th grade, I lived in 6 different households. But it was a brother of mine that was 26 at the time. He was an elementary teacher that really guided me and put me on the right track. And then I appreciate Alabama A&M, especially for the opportunity that they gave me once set foot on that campus, whereas it was a home away from home for me. You know, it was you had your mother and your father on campus, and that guided you and told you right from wrong. So again, I would just like to thank the folks that are graduates of Alabama A&M and also the Alabama A&M family for providing me that opportunity. In 2005, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in elementary education. I continued on to graduate school to work on a degree in special education, collaborative K-6. I was elected, during that time, I was elected chairman of the National Education Association Student Program, where I represent over 62,000 students on over 1,100 colleges and universities nationwide. During my time at the National Education Association, I had access to a staff of over 555 people in over 25 departments. Also, during my tenure, I was instrumental in aiding and assisting in getting legislation passed in Congress. That's the College Cost of Reduction Act, which increased the Pell Grant $500, cut the interest rates from 6.8 to 6.0, provided loan forgiveness for individuals that go into public service careers like teaching and other areas, and also provided teach grants for high school students that want to go into the education profession. I'm running for the Alabama State Senate because it was during that time that I found out that the impact that legislation have over the lives of everyday people. Of understanding that as an educator, as a teacher, I can go in the classroom and make a difference in one child's life at a time. But as a public servant or a leader, political leader, I can influence the lives of millions by the stroke of an e-pen. It was at that point that I decided to pursue a career in politics. It was 2 months ago that I was at Star Market down in 5 Points, and this elderly woman walked up to the prescription counter to get 3 prescriptions filled, but she could only afford to get 1. It was 2 months ago that I met this gentleman at the Oil Express in Northwest Huntsville, that said that he was making $450 every 2 weeks, but he was paying $80 a week in health insurance. Right here in this country, you have every day at least 3,000 students every day drop out of high school. And some 229 students dropped out of high school right here in Madison County in just 2007. You have young people that want to go to college, but parents can't afford to send them because of the rising cost of tuition. As Alabama State Senator, I will address issues in education. I believe in increasing the funding for support and funding for education support professionals, and all of those that are employed by our educational system. I believe in real education reform that increases student learning. I believe that we went in the wrong direction by adopting this No Child Left Behind Act. And I will petition the federal government to at least fully fund or get rid of the No Child Left Behind Act. I want to make college affordable by providing tuition tax credits. I want to reduce the high school dropout rate. I have a 12-point plan to reduce the high school dropout rate. I want to provide support to small businesses, tax breaks to small businesses. I want to incorporate a system that generates revenue in the city of Huntsville, which is a light rail system. A light rail system will reduce our dependency on oil and gas, our traffic. It will generate revenue for a city like Huntsville. Economic development, it will boost economic development. It will also attract Fortune 500 companies. It will boost the enrollment of our colleges and universities around the city. It will make it easier for individuals to get to their jobs. That is a system that needs to be in place in order to generate revenue and progressive opportunity for the city of Huntsville. I'm also interested in healthcare. I'm interested in more preventive healthcare, providing school nutrition programs for our public schools so that we're graduating young people that are healthier. I want to extend physical education 45 minutes to an hour as early as elementary school so that we're graduating healthier young people that will then reduce the strain of our healthcare system in the long run. No, I don't have legislative experience, but I don't know anyone that needs experience to do what's right. We've had experience all this time, but look where we are. Are you satisfied with the way things are in your district? I think not. So we need to send a leader down to Montgomery that's going to be able to stand up for our issues, not the issues that I think are prevalent, but also the issues that you think are important. I'm willing to sit down with you and sit down and talk to you in community conversations, not town hall meetings, but community conversations, where you're talking to me and I'm talking to you. I'm telling you my vision for the community, and you're telling me the problems that you're going through in your household. I don't know every issue in every household, but I'm willing to sit down and listen. I'm willing to help you to find solutions to those problems. I see many problems around the city of Huntsville, many of which I've addressed in my platform, but there are many more. That's why I want to be open and honest. Before I cast a vote in Montgomery for an issue that represent this district, that impact this district, I will have a community conversation 2 weeks prior to that vote to explain to the community why I'm voting this way and the impact that it will have on this community. I want to be very open and honest with the citizens of Huntsville in Madison County. I'm interested in also beefing up our vocational and technical education programs, working with the state board to redesign the curriculum for those programs, working with industry and surrounding states and bringing them in so that we can develop a curriculum that's aligned with industry, so that we're providing opportunities and trainings for individuals that as early as high school students that want to work with their hands, that don't want to go to a four-year institution, so that they have an opportunity at living the American dream, so that they're able to go in. You have a 20-year-old at that time paying into the Social Security system, and in the long haul, it will sustain our Social Security system for the future generations to retire. Right now, we don't have that. I'm also interested in, like if Toyota went, say for instance, Toyota went down tomorrow, what solutions or alternatives do we have in place to replace those, retrain those displaced workers? We don't. What solutions do we have for anyone, lose any factory or any jobs that go down in Huntsville? What solutions do we have to put those folks back to work? We don't. That's why you need a new face on the front line that's going to go to Montgomery and fight for you and your interests, and that's going to be open and honest with you each and every day. Thank you.